Hey guys, welcome to the Fitness Entrepreneur Show with me, Phil Graham. Really excited to talk about today's topic, and that is how to keep your clients paying throughout New Year's and Christmas. Now, before I go in and share some valuable gold on how to keep clients paying, I've got a really special announcement. You've probably seen my Instagram. You've probably heard me talk about it before. Mission Ready, the Fit Pro's Guide to Maximum Productivity and Output. It's a project that I not only have been asked to build, but it's something that I'm very passionate about. Productivity, efficiency, systems, planning, output. These are words that really just light me up. They're words that really excite me. I am obsessed with maximum output, efficiency, and just getting things done. If you know me personally, you will know how I operate. If you've worked with me in the past, if you've been in my mastermind, if you are in my mastermind, you will know what we produce, what we get done. I work with a lot of fitness professionals, more fitness professionals than any other mentor that I know. I've helped more coaches go over 10K than any other mentor I know, especially this side of the globe. And the reality is I get to see what makes coaches successful, what makes them unsuccessful. I've built my own business to a very high level. I built my own fitness businesses to a very high level, and I am where I am now at 32. And safe to say, I know how to make a good use of my 24 hours. So I distilled everything that I knew, everything that I utilized in order to get a lot of stuff done, and put it into my Mission Ready journal. And I'm currently holding up a sample. These are currently going through print, and they will be out on the 7th of December for you to order through phil-graham.com or missionreadyjournal.com. Safe to say, this system contains pretty much everything that you could ever ask for as a busy entrepreneur. Busy is the new stupid. You've got to be able to organize your goals, your tasks, and everything else that you need to do in your quarter, in your year, in your month, in your week into a system so that it's easy to look at, that it's easy to track and trace, and it's easy to complete. And it's also easy to identify weak spots, blind spots along the way so that you can continually optimize your own production and be mindful of your own slumps and your own highs and everything else. You know, so many coaches have tried an Aura Ring, Trello, a to-do list, the 5-minute journal, the high performance planner, if you can write on it, and a ton of other stuff to get stuff done. And the reality is their business doesn't grow. You know, the proof is ultimately in the results that you get with your business. If you look at your business right now, if you look at your life right now, it's a result of how you use your time. You can't really argue that. So if you're not where you want to be, there's a really good chance that you don't know how to manage your time properly. You don't know how to organize, you don't know how to prioritize. And in many ways, lockdown, the pandemic, really highlighted the time management issues that people have. They can't manage their diaries, they can't manage their time, and they end up wasting and procrastinating a lot of time and ultimately don't get a lot of stuff done. So Mission Ready is designed to make you seriously potent when it comes to personal effectiveness and output. It's going to be launched on the 7th of December. Keep an eye on my socials, keep an eye on my email list. You'll see it everywhere. You got to get yourself a copy because rest assured, productivity planning will never be the same again. You're going to love it. It's built for fitness professionals. It's built for the modern day entrepreneur that wants to grow and make money, impact, and freedom. It's going to be out on the 7th. Stay tuned for it. Right. Let me get stuck into the topic of today. Let's talk about how to keep clients paying through Christmas and New Year's. Now, let's get some context first of all. Let's remove the fact that we've just been through a pandemic, Brexit's about to go through, US elections, talk of a recession. Let's ignore that. Let's look at Christmas as an isolated event and what happens usually every year. People are getting ready for Christmas parties. People are in wind down mode and they're just starting to think about drink and food. Not everyone, but a good chunk of people. And the reality is that this is a yearly event that a lot of people look forward to. Now, depending on what side of the world that you're in, generally speaking, that's the case. Unless you're in Australia and you're getting ready for summer and you're getting ready for the beach, there's a stark contrast. So please put this in context as to wherever you're listening from. Now, the reality is when clients start winding down, we've got the problem that when people start to wind down, they don't use services. And if you're a fitness service and people are starting to wind down and think about food, socializing, nights out, parties, etc., they're just in that mind frame of tuning out and relaxing, right? And the need for a fitness service can sometimes be, well, unnecessary and just hassle. So I want you to realize is that when people wind down, there's a higher chance that they're not going to use your service. And when they have that, there's a higher chance that they're going to churn. So on a normal basis, there's a really high chance that some clients are going to just go, hey, do you know what? It's Christmas time. I want a month off. I'll be back. We all know what happens when people say, hey, I'm going to come back. They don't come back. Now let's add in the factors of a pandemic, recession, US election, Brexit, and everything else. We've got wind down, and then we've also got uncertainty and anxiety. So we've got a whole mix of super weird stuff going on in the marketplace right now that we have never really seen before. I haven't seen it in my career. So there's this whole mix of uncertainty. And I just want to be the voice of reason for the fitness industry at the moment. If you find that leads are low and sales are low at the moment, it's Q4, end of the year, people are winding down. Plus we've got all this global turmoil going on. So understand that consumer buying behavior is a little bit uncertain right now. And the reality is there's a very good chance that sales might be struggling right now. Clients might be wanting to leave right now. Clients might be wanting to pause. So I want you to realize that all of this is normal. But let's look at a couple of things that you can do in order to keep clients longer, keep them paying longer, and ultimately keep helping them. Because the reality is, you know as well as I do, clients take a break, they're just going to end up back where they started. They came to you looking for a solution, you've provided it, and well, a lot of clients are going to sabotage you over the Christmas period. And like I said earlier, just end up back at square one, which is frustrating as a coach. You don't want that. So what I'm going to share with you is just some really just simple tips that are going to help you keep your current clients, optimize sales around this period, and just generally protect the business. So first things first, with current clients, lighten the load. This time of year, not every client wants to push hard. In fact, most won't. So lighten the load, lighten the deliverables, lighten the training plans, lighten them off towards Christmas time. Include the break. In fact, you want to let them know that a break is normal, a break is natural, and you want to give them options. Hey, you can either keep pushing or you can completely take time off. I'll accommodate your programming around this. Let them know. Let them know that in the grand scheme of the whole year, the 2 weeks off isn't going to do damage. Reassure them. Because some clients will have the mindset of, hey, I'm not going to be training as much. I'm not going to be using the service. Therefore, I don't need it and I don't want to pay for it. Or you're going to have the other client that's going to be, hey, I'm going to go completely mad. I'm just going to self-sabotage here. I've already begun. Look, I'm completely detached from the whole fitness thing. I'll be back. Those kind of mindsets are going to occur. And then you're also going to have people that are going to, hey, I'm still going to eat well right up until Christmas Day. I'm going to have the day off. I'm going to have that day off. Don't worry about those individuals. Those are the kind of great clients that'll just stick with you no matter what. But it's the other extremes that you got to look out for. So lighten the load. For most people, lighten the training load, lighten it all up, lighten the number of training days, program in downtime around it so that they can fully enjoy it and they're not approaching Christmas anxious about workouts. 2, remind them why they started. Resell them on the vision as to why they started. They came to you with a problem. And the reality is that problem was they weren't happy with their health. They weren't happy with how they looked. All of these kinds of things. That problem hasn't changed. In fact, it's probably got worse over lockdown. They've been locked down. They've been locked away. They haven't been able to exercise. You know, their mental health is suffering. Their own self-image might be suffering a little bit more, quite simply because they haven't been able to fully express themselves and live out 2020 as they initially planned. Like you imagine planning for 2021, planning an epic year and not being able to live that out. So people are frustrated. People don't like how they look. People have resulted in drinking more alcohol, consuming more junk food, and ultimately just slobbing around. So I want you to realize that a lot of people came to you with a problem that is only going to get worse if they stop. So remind them what they committed to, the new them that they wanted to become, the new person they wanted to become, the new identity they wanted to create, the new experiences and outcomes that you wanted to have as a result of being that new person. And there's a really good chance that they haven't fully embraced or achieved all of that. And the reality is quitting now is definitely not a wise move. So understand that. Understand that as well, that you're going to get some clients that simply want to use this time as an excuse to get out. as an excuse to leave. And the reality is, look, people are going to come, people are going to go in your business. Your business does not rely on one client or a handful of clients or a clique of clients. It relies on what you do on average over a prolonged period of time. And I can tell you this, clients come, clients go. Sometimes you don't know what's going on in a client's life and they ultimately can't implement your stuff based on the headspace of where they're at. And the reality is they can't be saved. And sometimes you've just got to let them go. Sometimes there's people that come to you that are looking rescued. And no matter what you do, no matter how good your program is, you can't rescue them. And you just end up wasting a ton of energy, driving yourself insane, trying to save them. And sometimes it's better to just cut them, let them go, and redirect your energy and start focusing on the whole. Because there's some clients that simply will not implement your stuff no matter how good it is, no matter how easy it is. They'll just not implement it. And they'll come up with every excuse under the sun. And they will drive you mad. And I consider your clients one of the 5 people that you hang around with. And if you're not looking at nurturing that group and carefully carving it to really just create a group of people that are implementers, that respect you, that are really committed to their outcome, then you're going to drive yourself insane. I put a post up on Instagram the other day. Don't take on people that want rescued. They will destroy your business. That is so true. So understand that this is just a time period as well where you're going to get to clean out your audience base. You're going to get to clean out your client base of people that just aren't on your bus. So those are some really just insightful, basic stuff, basic tips that you can utilize to help prevent churn. Lighten the load, lighten the deliverables. Don't go so full on with your trainings, with your Q&As, with all your stuff. Lighten it down. Frame that a break is normal, that they've worked hard all year. It's now time to rest up for 2 weeks. 2 weeks in the grand scheme of things is not a lot of time. Remind them why they came to work with you. Remind them of the problems that they had. Have they achieved those? What problems have they got now? Remind them that this is a time for high quality decisions. And in order to achieve that, they need high quality people around them. You're a peer, you're a mentor, you're so much more than a rep counter than just a PT or an online coach. You're keeping people right with their productivity, with their mindset, with their body, with their health, which is ultimately the vehicle that allows them to achieve stuff. So remind them of the importance that you play in their life. And if they're not on the bus, show them the door. The reality is they're costing you money if you're worrying about them all the time. You're a great coach. You're great at what you do. And the reality is people need to be able to respect that. People need to implement what you give them. Remember, people that want rescued quite often can't be saved. Okay? You know, the kind of client that's been to 101 different PTs or online coaches before that's now working with you and I'll be working with somebody next month. Those are the kind of clients that are just going to drive you mad. People that don't respect your rules of engagement. People that contact you outside the hours that you've set for them that clearly just don't care. You know, it's a two-way thing when you run a business. The client has to respect you and you have to respect them. That is what creates a beautiful, strong relationship that allows the client to get a result. And you win some, you lose some. But in the grand scheme of things, the money always comes and the clients always comes. You know this, you've been here before. So wanted to just share those with you. Just some stuff that's on my mind. Hope it's useful. Have a smashing week, whatever you're up to. And guys, stay tuned for Mission Ready, which launches on the 7th. Check my website, phil-graham.com or missionreadyjournal.com. You'll see it everywhere. It'll be hard to ignore. See you soon.